I want to talk about, okay, I'll do it myself. I want to talk about what comes next. Everybody's always worried about what the future holds. And what the future holds is endless possibilities because the future does not exist. We have this day, today, one day. We can only live in one day. You can't live in tomorrow. You may think you can plan for tomorrow, but can you? Can you really? You could go to sleep tonight and your house catch on fire. You could have a heart attack. A sinkhole could open up under your city block and your whole town disappear. But you paid into your 401k. So that's not supposed to happen. No, no. We have one day. Every day we are given one day, today. That's the only day we can live in. That's the only day we can make anything happen in. In this one day, we can choose to be happy. We can choose to be miserable. We can choose to be a help to somebody else, to lift somebody up, to say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Or we can choose to be an asshole. We can choose to cut somebody off in traffic. We can choose to speed and cut people off because we did not plan our day properly. And now we're going to be late for work for the third time this week. So we're going to take it out on everybody else that planned accordingly. Yes. Yes. Oh, I want you to get angry because if you got angry, that means I hit a nerve. I hit a nerve. We have to look at the demon in the mirror. All of our problems are because of us. Until we take ownership of our shit, we cannot change. Okay? We have to take ownership of our shit. Nothing is Biden's fault. Nothing is Trump's fault. Guess whose fault it is? It's our fault because we allowed these people into office. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with President Biden. What I am saying is we cannot blame the ills of the world on one man. Okay? Without taking ownership on how that one man came to be, whoever that one man is. Okay? I'm not talking about both sides here because that's another lie. There are no two sides. There's truth and everything else. If it ain't truth, it's everything else. So there's no two sides. You can't stand in the middle and try to blame the problems on both feet. No, there's no two sides. You know, the one thing that we have been given is the ability to know right from wrong. Whether you are an empath or have any type of empathy or anything else, the one thing that we know is right from wrong. The one thing that 99.9% of us are taught as soon as we are born is what is acceptable and what is not. And we know because when we do bad things, we feel it. Whether you want to admit it or not. Now, some people are addicted to that feeling. They like that feeling. And I'm going to talk about people who steal. And I'll talk about people who steal specifically because most people who steal have no need to steal. They have money to pay for anything they want to, or they have whatever resources to get whatever it is they want. Most people who steal because they get a chemical reaction, a feeling. It feels good. It feels like they've done something naughty. But it's literally, I mean, we could equate it to sex. We could. We could equate it to an orgasm. It's the same thing with let's see what are some other vices that play out this way. Um oh gosh. Can't think of anything right off the top of my head. That was the easiest one to form an opinion about. But anyway, what I'm saying is, whatever our vice is, we can justify it by the way it makes us feel when we're engaged in it. Now, some of us may be embarrassed by what we're doing, and we are doing something because of our perceived necessity or our real necessity. Because I'm not going to downplay anybody and say that some people don't truly suffer. That would just be ignorant. Yes, some people do things because they need to feed someone else. They need to provide something for someone else that they physically cannot attain by any other means at that time. And that would even equate to stealing something. To stealing something is where a lot of us would say, well, why would somebody steal a pack of bologna? Why would somebody steal a jar of peanut butter? Why would somebody risk their whole freedom trying to steal one jar of peanut butter? That should bring tears to your eyes, because that tells you that person didn't steal that peanut butter because that was they stole that because they didn't want to steal in the first place. And it was the smallest thing that they could take to meet the needs of themselves or someone else. And I'm 9 times out of 10, if it was a mother, it was for her child. Now, a lot of y'all need to put that in your pocket. This is the mirror. We judge people so easily. Oh, we can call people lazy and no good and never, ever, ever even attempt to look at what their story is. Never ask them nothing about themselves. Never ask them, do they need help? Can I help you? How many of you spend more than $10 a day on a cup of coffee and then have the nerve to look at somebody sitting on the ground with their children asking for some spare change? How do you have the audacity to look down your nose at them when you don't know their situation, but your eyes can see that this person is down on their luck? And all that they may need from you that day, even if you decide not to give them money, you can give them a kind word. You can give them encouragement. You can look at them and see them as the people, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, that they are. Yeah. Our problems in this world are created by us. By us. A lot of the times we don't want to get real. We don't want to have real talks about real issues, about real shit, about real stuff because it's painful. We don't want to admit that we see ourselves in our coworker who uses too much eye makeup to cover up her black eye. You know it. You've been through it. You see it. But you choose to not get involved. You choose to let this woman suffer in silence, in solitude, when you have been there and one kind word from you could change her life, could let her know that somebody saw her. She's not alone. That is our responsibility. Our brothers and sisters are our responsibility. I'm not saying we have to let people move into our houses. I'm not saying that we have to financially support people. What I am saying is that we are responsible for letting people know that they aren't alone. Like I said, a lot of times, all people need is to know that they are seen, that they are not invisible. The little child who is being beaten, who runs up to the stranger and just hugs them because they can sense that good energy from that person. And they are literally coming to you to draw strength from you. That's what that loving little kid is doing. He's filling his cup with your light. He needs it. She needs it. You have it. That is your job, to give it freely like water and watch the blessings come to you. Love your fellow man. We go through life. There's going to be a whole lot of people we don't like in life. A whole lot of people we don't like. That's fine. You're not going to like everybody. We are like magnets. Sometimes we attract, sometimes we repel. It all depends on which end you're faced with when you open your eyes. So, I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way to do something for somebody that that you just completely abhor. No, you don't have to do anything for them. But let me pose a question to you. And you ain't got to answer it out loud. I just want you to think about it. You and that person are the last two on earth. No, you ain't even got to be the last two on earth. You and that person are sitting across from each other in a restaurant. And you begin to choke on your sandwich. Is it going to matter to you that you can't stand that person? And he's looking at you knowing that you're choking. Knowing that you hate him. Knowing that you and him are the only ones that know you're choking. Is it going to matter that you don't like him? You going to die for that hatred of that person? Or are you going to signal to that person, I'm choking, help me, and hope with all that's in you that that person that you hate is going to come over there and wrap their arms around you and squeeze you until that sandwich pops out your mouth so that you can take a breath in and say, what? What you going to say? I bet the first words out your mouth is, oh my God, thank you. And you going to forget, at least for a second, how much you hate that person. Because that person did what we're supposed to do for each other. Helped. Nothing extraordinary. Of course it was for you, because you're still alive. Because you could have took your hatred to the grave with you. That's your personal choice. Hell yeah, you could have took your personal choice straight to the grave with you and died because you can't stand that MFer. Yeah, you could have. But I bet your choice would have been, please help me. And you done forgot about everything you hated about that person, at least in that moment. Because they were helping, not just helping, but helping you. And on the same flip side of that coin, you could be the person who is helping that other person, and maybe you had no idea that they hated you. And all you saw was another human being who needed help. See how that coin don't fall over quite right? There ain't no two sides of no coin. There's a right side of the coin. Okay? And there's everything else. But we have to be big enough and brave enough and bad enough to look at the whole coin and not just focus on what we dislike about the coin, because that's where our biases come in. We focus on the stuff that irritates us. That's what we focus on. That's where we decide whether we like people or not. We focus on the stuff that irritates us. And 9 times out of 10, those same things that we judge those people on that irritate us, when we look in the mirror, are those secret little qualities we secretly possess. Them little dirty little secrets we try to cover up in ourselves. And I ain't going to call them out because y'all know what they are. Like I said, the mirror shows our demon. The demon we got to face is ourselves. It ain't out there. The mirror is us. We got to look in that mirror and deal with our darkness to expel it so that we can be that shining light in the world. We go through bad stuff so that we can make decisions, choices on which way we're going to go with stuff. Are we going to be a helper or are we going to be a hindrance? Am I going to speak the truth to save this lady's job? Or am I going to remain silent because I don't want to rock the boat when I know that this woman is being harassed and all that she is trying to do is have a safe work environment? And I know the harasser, and my silence gives power to the harasser. And then we say this is a systemic problem. Oh no, it ain't systemic. It's created. It's sustained. It's sustained with good people remaining silent. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat, so I'm going to let somebody suffer when I know that my words could help. Oh, well, I don't want to get involved. I might lose my job. That's fear, cowardice. I'm afraid for me. I'm going to let somebody else die, suffer needlessly because I'm scared it might turn around on me because I don't want to be somebody who's going to stand up for right, which is what the abusers rely on. Because the one thing that they have done very well is to keep us divided. Because once we unite, we're stronger than they are. That's why they try to keep us separated. They try to keep us at odds with each other. They use fear. Oh, I might lose my job. I don't want to get involved in this. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But whatever is happening to you, to her, that you see happening, that you don't speak up about, I guarantee you, when it happens to you and you're looking around hoping somebody's going to stand up and speak out for you, and the same thing happened, nobody there for you, it's got to come full circle. Some people call it karma. You can call it whatever you want to, but I call it full circle. What you do, what you throw out there, honey, what you ignore, what you allow to happen in your sight will come back in some form to you. And I'm not trying to scare you. If anything, I'm trying to get you to go ahead and look in this mirror and find that courage that is our strength to change things. We got to step out of fear. Stop living life in fear. Stop living life to satisfy somebody else's definition of what it is to live. So many of us are so busy trying to have what our neighbor has that we have neglected to have the things that we want that would make us actually happy. Oh no, the Joneses got a new Range Rover. Oh my God. Well, we got to go get a new Mercedes. We got to get something. Oh my gosh. Hey, they're sending their kids to this private school. Oh my gosh, this is a $10,000 a year tuition. Hey, we got to at least send our kid to the same school. We got to at least be dropping them off at the same place in our new Mercedes. You living you living in somebody else's head, or they living in your head. Either way, you're not living your own life because you're comparing yourself to somebody else instead of finding out who it is that you are, what it is that is going to make you happy, how you want to live. You may be a complete minimalist. Your dream house may be a little tiny bungalow on top of a mountain surrounded by pine trees with no neighbor for 100 miles. That could be what you want. But you're focused on making sure that this guy knows that you can have as much as he has. Don't get mad at me. I know I'm throwing rocks. And some people gonna get hit and gonna get mad. Just remember, if you're getting mad, that means that's a truth bomb getting dropped. Okay? This is it. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. This is real talk. This ain't a place for nobody to be afraid to be faced with truth. And in the end, we are here. This whole thing, life, this big experiment that we're in, this test, if you want to call it, is about choices that we're going to make on how we're going to go forward. And there's three choices that we can make. I'm bringing this full circle and I'm going to end it. There's three choices we can make. We can choose to serve ourselves. What does that mean? That means I'm going to live my life for me. I'm not going to do what somebody else wants me to do. I'm going to have my enjoyment. I'm going to do what makes me feel good, and I don't care whose toes I have to step on to get what I want. That is a choice that you can make. Yes, it is. The second choice is service to others. And that choice, that's a hard choice. Because that choice means that you're saying that I am choosing to share my time trying to help other people have a better existence, just to help out where I can. Oh my God, I love these people. These are your volunteer firefighters. These are your paramedics. These are your ER doctors. Okay? These are your street sweepers. These are your teachers. These are your nurses that give and give and give until they can't give anymore. These are our superheroes. These are our light shiners. That is your second choice. The third choice is service to source. These are our spiritual leaders. These are our therapists. These are our way showers. These are the ones with their arms wide open that take in the most broken at their most broken. These are the people who take in the children that nobody else will even attempt to try to raise and turn them into successful people. Those are the ones who are serving source. So we have a choice in this. You can serve self and do you. You can serve others and be a light unto the world. You can serve source and be the all-encompassing arms of the loving change, the healers, the ones that bring us together. We all have a role to play, and it's time to make the choice. And you don't have to feel bad about whatever choice you make. It's your choice. Just know that it is your choice. Okay? I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Deal with the monster in the mirror before you point fingers at anyone else. Take care.